Hello, let's see what's next on the agenda. So we last built this line south. The towns are a bit pissed with us, but I guess that's because we've already just begun the route. The stations have been dormant for most of the time before that. So what option we could do is look into branch lines around here. We could look into more bus routes potentially. It's at this kind of stage of the game where it's quite sort of difficult to pinpoint what really to do. When the towns are a bit bigger and there's more demand, it's easier to know how to expand, but up until that it can be a bit difficult. One thing we could do, one potential route, is we make a branch line down here, so we could have a line that goes to Runningville down through these kind of, maybe like a single track line down the coast here potentially. Though it does link quite closely to here, and I'd kind of feel compelled to make this as a loop for some reason, but another thing, well actually that looks like a nice little branch line route we could do. So a branch line that literally just comes down this coast, just one train. Let's knock that off. So what I find is good to do at the start of the game is create quite a lot of small branch lines, considering that you're from there you're able to quickly build up a picture of which towns are worth investing more infrastructure in and which aren't. So what we'll do, we'll create a single track route just down here, and we will use a level crossing here because it's a very small town. In the future we could come back and build a bridge, but I don't really think that they've it justifies building a bridge there. So it's a line there. We have this holding kind of circle here because you don't want, in fact actually with it just being a single line, no, what we could do instead is this. So we'll get rid of that, we'll create this, and we'll literally just have one signal there, so that entire line is one block section. We can always change this later should we require more capacity. Whereabouts should we put the station? In Sondfield. We could put it here, maybe. Yeah, that's probably going to be a better shout, isn't it? Yeah, let's do that. Nice easy route. That's what we like. Easy, direct, noble. Though I don't think it's going to be a route that deserves much more than a set of benches. We'll make them two tile long, these stations, just in case. One tile always looks a bit kind of below the par of what you'd expect. So what can we run? We could stick with the 153s. These, so 72. Yeah, 72 passengers is going to be more than enough. Shall we stick to the scheming for liveries, or give it a new livery? Excuse me. Let's have a look. So I can't even remember what livery this is. It'll probably tell me, won't it? That's the group of it. Okay. Capacities. Wessex trains, Heart of Wessex. Heart of Wessex. Okay, let's keep to a nice local theme. These are local trains for local people. There's nothing for you here. So one little train, there we go, and this can be called the Ginborn to Sondfield branch. I wouldn't call it a line, it's just a branch, and within that we will create the Gin to S branch, just as a main one. There we go, just to keep the naming of the lines and such consistent. How is the fleet doing? Yeah, so 20. Yeah, that train's killing it there, isn't it? Definitely the biggest profit margin for us. So 150k. Are these stations full? Yep, 700 passengers. How much does it pick up? We could maybe look into running an extra express service, considering it's making so much money. How many passengers are here? 45. No, it's doing okay. This could potentially be looked into Could look into expanding maybe these platforms, because I've just noticed all 3 platforms were used at once, so it's something to keep an eye on, but should be fine for now. So we have an extra branch line down there. We need to look at what our next kind of major route is. So we've got a big town up here, or we could look into freight, though there are, I always kind of struggle with freight as to where to start. So we have building, right, requires building materials, so that's like an end chain there, potentially. We've got a sheep farm here, there's not much on it. What else have we got neighbouring our railways? Another sheep farm, coal. What's this? Scrapyard, okay. Nothing that requires anything. Does this require? Right, so we need fish and manufacturing supplies. Coal, maybe? We could take coal to this steel mill. In fact, yeah, let's create a freight line. So we're going to have to create the freight line off somewhere off here. So what we could do is, if we move this signal down, we could have a branch line here. Now I'm trying to look at where, I think doing that's probably going to be best, isn't it? And then having the station along here. So let's get a, wow, that's a pretty fancy office building. So let's get the platforms. Whereabouts are they? Stations, mineral silo. We'll have a 6-tile long station. So that's going to be our coal station. Then up on the other end, we will build a station here. So we'll make this one 2 platforms wide, because we might want to transport other materials to it later down the line. And how can we want a mineral unloader to make it legit? And then we could do this. So we're making these 6 long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, that looks good enough. I'm not very good at building freight stations, I'll be honest. Then how are we going to connect this? So we're going to have it connect straight on. We're going to have a junction. We could do that maybe, and then have a 6, 6. And then join the main line, and we'll have a British junction. These tend to be the design of many British junctions you see on the networks over here. I've never kind of known the benefits. I always think it's a case of it gives trains the option to switch between these 2 lines as it does to go to these the branching line that comes from it. So we have that now. Let's create a train, which is always a good idea. Okay, I've not created many freight trains from this pack. What's this? 87 miles an hour. Okay, and you can even choose the colours of it. That'd be intriguing. Let's have a look. Polybulk holder. So 6 long. Let's have a look at. Ooh, goods. Oh, how does this work then? Does that carry like 1 thing of goods or something? So if I do that, the capacities of grain. So I need to change that to coal somehow. It does. I'm sure it does carry coal. Grain. It doesn't. I have baited myself. Okay. I thought that was the coal train. There's a very obscure Gears of War reference there for anyone who wants to take that. That takes coal. That one takes coal. That's what I'm thinking of. It's exactly the same wagon, just of a different set. So coal. Can we change the logo? Does that work? Capacities? Goods? No, it doesn't. Coal. Oh, I get it. So what I could do is Civil Engineers Dutch. What on earth is that? Royal Scotsman. Okay, okay. I see how to do this. Alright. Let's pick a nice livery. Let's have a quick DRS. Rail freight, petroleum, rail freight, Harry Needle Railroad, what is that? Right, I'm just going to go for that based on that principle. So, and then convert it to coal, and then capacities, yes, okay. For anyone who is wondering, I am going to go to my new GRFs. These British trains that I'm using are part of this BROS, British with 2 T's, Rail OpenTTD set pre-release. This is the pack that these are all from. And if you want to have a quick look there, pause the video in between this maybe. I'll just scan through. Here is the entire list of, well, whoops. Here is the entire list of the new GRFs that I'm using. Why have these got errors on them? Okay, fair enough, fair enough. They're entitled to have errors. This is a free world. Okay. So let's create this route. So there first, please. Full load, please. I'm back to this station. Train 13, go. My voice may sound groggy for the next few months. I've basically started work in a hospital, and as part of this I have apparently been told that it is common for me to experience cold-like symptoms for periods of up to 6 months, which is basically my body reacting to or getting used to all the new bacteria around me. So isn't that great? So I will still be making videos, but I will sound a little bit different. Okay, so we have a coal route up and running. I feel that's a result, and it's something I wouldn't usually have done. It's something you spurred me into. Ooh, there's an iron ore mine there, and that needs iron ore, doesn't it? So we could create an iron ore train, and even maybe incorporate that into a branch line, because that's what we were looking at before. So yeah, I can see this working. We'll do the iron ore for now. So we'll create the iron ore station. That was quite a mouthful. And then in the next video we could look into making the branch line. Don't have to conquer the world at once, I guess. So 7, we'll have the station there. Have a mineral silo, and we will have buffers, because you don't want trains going off the edge or whatever. Okay. We'll have it as a double track up to this point, and that will be single from there. So we'll just leave that as it is for now to build onto. And this is going to have to go left. So we're going to have, in fact, it depends on how we want the branch line to fare. So if the branch line is for trains going this way, we're going to have to kind of make a triangle junction. Okay, let's bring it here, and then we can split this. How can we do this? So we could have single track here, but then I'm thinking we're gonna have to re-signal this, and it could cause delays near the station. I'm just trying to pan this out in my head, see what to do. We could have double track, which means that if we have double track like this, we can have kind of sections in between, but these are all going to have to be 6 sections. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so about there. So then that would have to be like this, basically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, now I couldn't do that. So we did that maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could do that. Get rid of that because it's quite close. Okay. And then these are also going to have to be 6 tiles long. So, oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. See, it seems like a very big junction for what it's going to be used for. Okay, let's go for plan B. I'm just going to do this because it's going to be way easier than undoing all the work I've just done. So we'll rebuild this. Someone was discussing in the Discord channel about how you plan the networks that eventually come of starting these kind of maps, and the answer is you really don't. It's literally just about starting small, scaling the production to where you're actually at. Nobody comes into the world and is like, yeah, we're going to build the world's biggest rail network starting now. It's like you start off at a small network and you adjust as and when things need adjusting. Really, it's just about as easy as that. So now we're making these as small junctions, but in the future we may have to upgrade these, but we don't need to for now, and that's fine. So we'll put these signals like that. So that is one entire block length. That will be okay, I believe. Also, I am aware that for this, the train will have to use the middle platform. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So if this is the junction, that's okay. We've completed this. There's a signal there. That's okay. Let's just place the signals in between these. I'd rather have a signal closer to that so trains get off the main line pretty quickly. Okay, so that's the iron ore station. So let's create. Can I just clone that train and change it to iron ore? Is that possible? Let's have a look. Iron ore, yes it is. So iron ore, and instead of going there, you can go here. Full end. Full load, skip, create, back into our groups, and then we'll create iron ore. Iron ore. Okay. Yeah, I think we're getting somewhere here. I think we really are. Okay. I kind of thought that the train would go that way, but apparently not. I do have 90-degree turns enabled, so quite as to why it didn't do that, but fair enough, it managed to get out, I guess. Maybe he's just taking it for a bit of a test run first. Who knows? Right. Is there anything else we can do in this episode? The thing is that I kind of lose track of time, really. If it was up to me, I'd be just sat here fiddling, looking. It's not like I go, right, I'm going to do all these things. I just kind of watch and just kind of notice, oh, well, that looks like a good idea. This could be done. That's what I do with my maps. But obviously it's not very interesting just to kind of watch the railways kind of go. You know, people kind of expect some kind of activity when you're, watching someone play a game. You know, nobody watches someone watching a game. Unless, I guess, there's any heavy rain Let's Plays out there. Right, so I'll conclude it here. I'm guessing I've probably done about 20 minutes or so. So hope you enjoyed the part and everything, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.